Hello, everybody. We're back. Hello.
We're
Hello.
Sending data. We're back.
You have to make sure you can hear me again.
Yeah, I can hear you again. I'll double check. But
you will.
Because I also got to tweet out the link
again.
Tweet out the link again. Yeah, there's Scotty's voice. Sorry about that, folks. My computer.
Ryan's
stinks.
fault.
Completely.
Don't worry, it's I just want to point it out. It was Ryan's fault, not mine.
No, completely.
Can't be taking that blame. Can't be taking that blame.
This computer. I'm on a Mac, and this computer sucks. So this computer, Scotty, and this will all get cut out of the podcast. But this computer has just like been the bane of my existence for a while now. It like randomly crashes. Even when you're just running Safari. Like, yeah, we're doing a stream, so I'm running Zoom and OBS and everything. But like, even if I'm just running like Safari or if I'm running Chrome, it will crash randomly. So it's
I think you just need to move on.
It's by time I need to either take it in to fix it, or conversely, just buy a whole brand new computer, which I've been thinking about doing anyway. So that's where I'm at. So
that'd be the decision.
You and I left off. We were talking the best of Super Juniors, Super Junior 29.
Yeah, you gave me blue balls over here, buddy.
I'll give you blue balls and the blue block. So far,
this guy's no, it's called the B block, not the blue block. This isn't Stardom.
Or whatever.
You just were like Doki, and I was like, okay,
yeah,
and then you stopped. We got through 4 people,
and then the content froze. So so like we said, we got El Desperado, Bushi, Master Wato, Robbie Eagles, Doki.
You didn't tell me Robbie Eagles.
Oh well, Robbie Eagles.
Not that it bothers me at all.
Well, Doki, who is officially signed to New Japan, so to me that's the best news. Robbie Eagles. So
all right, here we go.
Good stuff.
You told me this was the good block, so I'm gonna need something here because we're struggling a little up.
Okay, all right. El Phantasmo.
You're fucking kidding me. You're lying. You have to be lying. This block's actually terrible, isn't it?
Well, no, I think this block is good. I think you don't like El Phantasmo, and you don't like Doki, and
I like Doki. I'm fine with Wato, but like, you got to be joking.
All right. Well, then let me take it in high gear. Representing United Empire, TJP. All right, that's a no-go for Scotty. That's a no-fly zone for Scotty there. I understand why. No.
Okay, next.
From Mexico. From CMLL, Titan.
Oh, he's good. He's fun.
Yeah.
CMLL. Fuck. Terrible.
From Gleet. El Lindemann.
Yeah, baby. There's the win. Yeah. That's a win for the boys. That's a win. We love us some El Lindemann. Give him the full fucking thing. Give him the whole thing. Him and Desperado is going to be amazing. That's all that matters.
Yeah, El Lindemann in here is going to be great. They've been teasing El Desperado for a while, so I think that's going to be very solid.
Oh, we got 2 more?
No, we got 1 more.
Oh, this is not the better block, by the way.
Representing
this could be the best fucking wrestler of all time.
Representing AEW, the Ring of Honor Pure Champion Wheeler Yuta.
Oh, Utes! Utes! How about Utes?
Utes, baby.
Utes got his ass in there. Hell yeah.
So the B block is Master Wato, Robbie Eagles, Titan, Bushi, El Desperado, Doki, El Lindemann, Wheeler Yuta, TJP, and El Phantasmo.
I'm going to need to give New Japan a call. I'm going to tell them, listen, CMLL sucks. AAA is where you need to go. Listen, I know if you watch a AAA show, you're often let down. But they have the talent. They have Dragon Lee. They have Bandito. Yeah. They have Dragon Lee. They have Dragon Lee. That's all you needed.
Yeah.
God.
The big news item that most people aren't like talking about right now is that like New Japan is going with CMLL. They're not doing AAA, which means no Dragon Lee. And that would also mean that, Dragon Lee signed that like 1-year contract with New Japan and Ring of Honor or whatever that weird deal was. That is also seemingly over, I guess. So that means no Dragon Lee. We get Teton. We get CMLL. Teton's good. But it's just,
he's not Dragon Lee.
He's no Dragon Lee. So
well, to start, this is a lot better Best of the Super Juniors lineup than we had the past couple of years. I think that goes without saying.
Mm-hmm.
The A block absolutely crushes the B block. I don't care what anyone says. That being said, very excited.
Very excited. I'll slack you over the picture so that you can see it yourself.
We have Viva Lindemann, so this is all that matters. I'd have him win, obviously, because he's El Lindemann.
I'm gonna slack you over the picture so you can see the lineup for yourself, so we can talk about some of the matchups that we're excited about. I mean, honestly, A block is really sexy. We're talking about things are interesting.
Better than I originally thought when you announced it, but
the order I announced it in is really blue balling you for a bit there. B block has a couple of stinky winkies, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's no fucking chance in hell I watch Bushi versus El Phantasmo or
Master Wato versus Bushi.
Probably almost the entire lineup versus El Phantasmo. Or the whole lineup versus Bushi.
I think El Phantasmo.
I will watch El Lindemann versus everybody.
El Phantasmo versus Doki would actually be pretty good, I think. I do legitimately think that could actually be pretty good.
It's a hell of a take.
I think Wheeler Yuta obviously is the big name coming into this. I mean, that is an exciting pickup because not only is it, Best of Super Juniors exciting and also slightly Ring of Honor, it is slightly Ring of Honor. But that leads to the possibility of who could show up in the G1 Climax, right?
I'll tell you for damn sure, Mr. Utes definitely could win this damn block.
That would be interesting. I don't think he's going to win the block, but I think he's going to do better than most. I think he's in the upper 50%.
A block has all of my choices for what I thought was going to win the damn thing.
Yeah.
So now that I'm looking at B block, my hope is Lindemann or Utes. My expectation is TJP.
You're forgetting Desperado. I think Desperado being in there is
I don't think they'll have him win though. They just took the title off.
That's true. Well, maybe they do. I mean, this would be match at Dominion, right? So what would be a great match of Taiji Ishimori versus somebody?
I think Akira's winning. So,
I don't know. I'm not sure about Akira. But
he's very good.
I want to see how they book him, if that makes sense.
They gave him a little video.
They gave him a video. They gave him a blackout
get a lot
surprise.
Of points. I think that's a guarantee.
Yeah, I think he'll get a lot of points. I think Zayn's probably gonna be near the bottom. Connors and Austin will probably be near the bottom. Kanemaru definitely in the bottom. Taguchi probably.
I think Austin won't be in the bottom.
I think Austin could be the lower 50%. Does that make sense?
Unless they want to be this is payback for making Jay White lose a match.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think overall this is a very exciting lineup. This is the best lineup we've obviously seen in years. International wrestlers are coming into the country. Not only international wrestlers, but El Lindemann, people coming from other companies coming into this.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to see a Noah wrestler in here, maybe. But then, who of the juniors are you bringing into here?
Yeah, Bushi Road has made the decision this year that we will work with people and we will make things better because of it. Not that Stardom needed it, but that has been the Bushi Road decision, and I am enjoying it. And this, you know what this tells me more than anything? The G1 Climax is gonna fucking rock.
It's gonna slap, baby. If this is
gonna be amazing.
Anything similar, We're gonna get like an Impact wrestler in the G1 Climax. Give me Josh Alexander. We're gonna get a New Japan Strong wrestler, or one or two, probably two.
Well, the one that I thought, probably not anymore.
Who were you thinking?
Mr. Dickinson.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I could see Fred Rosser.
Or Filthy.
Filthy, maybe. I think they might I don't know if they consider him. I think he might be a junior. Anyway, but Fred Rosser, I feel like definitely. Brody King. Put Brody King in here.
Well, he's signed to AEW.
Yeah. Well, yeah, AEW.
Give me Eddie Kingston.
I would like Eddie Kingston. I feel like it might be like Bryan Danielson, which would be just as
well.
great.
I mean, that's the one everyone wants. He clearly wants it too, so it'll be interesting to see. But hell of a start, hell of a tournament. I mean, I think I would have been more excited had we not had that big freeze. So like, I was just sitting there like, oh my god, who was it? Who was it? And then we come back and this guy drops El Phantasmo on me first, and I'm like, what are we doing here?
It's like El Phantasmo and then TJP and then Tetons.
That was a real whammy.
Yeah.
But you saved El Lindemann and Wheeler Utes for the end, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I think any match involving El Lindemann is must see. Any match seeing with Wheeler Yuta is probably also must see. People
forget Wheeler Yuta was in New Japan Strong before he was in AEW.
All of these people were in New Japan. I mean, well, maybe not El Lindemann, but
Teton?
These. What's that?
Teton was in New Japan Strong.
No, but he's been in previous Best of the Super Juniors.
That's true. He was in the last good one.
That is true. Where's Volador Jr.? Where's Volador Jr.?
Had Bandito and Dragon.
That is true. And I did no Kushida, obviously, in this lineup. I think that's an note.
Fuck, that's right. He's definitely gonna show up the night of the finals.
Yeah, he's got
what up?
He's not coming in until like June-ish, apparently.
Yeah, what's the fuck's up with that?
Why? I think he's not coming in until like Dominion, so I think we're not gonna see him for a bit.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it is what it is, I guess. But Yuta's interesting. The people, new faces, of course: Lindemann, Yuta, TJP, Teton, Clark Connors, Ace Austin, Alex Zane, Francisco Akira. So I'm excited.
If I got my way, El Lindemann would have been in that A block. I didn't get my way though.
That's fair. I mean, we have 8 new faces out of 20 people, right?
Yeah, that's a win. That's a win.
With what? 7 of those 8, I believe, maybe 6 of those 8 never being in the Best of Super Juniors before. I think that's a huge positive, huge win. Very excited about Best of Super Juniors. And
I think Lindemann is going to do really well. One, he's the G-Rex champion, so obviously, like, if they want this relationship to work out, you can't just have him fucking job. 2, I mean, Gleek and New Japan are now kind of sharing talent. They get Lindemann, and Gleek gets fucking Shingo Takagi teaming with Shima. So it's like, oh, okay, so they're legitimately sharing talent. This isn't a AEW DDT situation where, here, you take Takeshita, and we'll give you back Michael Nakazawa. Like, this isn't. They're not doing. Okay, we'll take out Lindemann, and you can have Chase Owens. No, yeah, sound good. Like, this is like a legitimate trade-off. Very exciting. I was hoping for Shima. Not gonna lie. Maybe we get T-Hawk in the G1, perhaps. Little T-Hawk action. I mean. You get Shima New Japan Cup, you get El Lindemann in Juniors, and you get T-Hawk in the G1. T-Hawk was in the Champion Carnival this year, so that'd be a hell of a accomplishment for him to be a little bit of everything. But I'm excited. This is a hell of a tournament, and there's going to be a lot of great matches, unlike the previous year, so that's cool.
Best of Super Juniors 29 starts May 15th. Again, we'll have live English commentary, so 2 weeks away. So get strapped in, folks. I'm excited about it. A lot of interesting stuff coming in the pipeline of New Japan. So
yeah.
let's talk about it with Wrestling Dontaku. A really good show, even more newsworthy than the quality of show, I would say. A lot of stuff coming out of Wrestling Dontaku this morning. Scotty, I feel like we got to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, I only watched the last 2 matches, but I kind of know all the big moments already. So,
well, let's talk about it let's talk about the main event first, because that post-match promo thing will also get us into a lot of the other news. So starting off with the main event, it was the IWGP World Heavyweight title match between Kazuchiko Okada and Tetsuya Naito again. This little trilogy has now seemingly wrapped up, but I could also see it moving forward. I had the realization today that maybe they are hyper condensing the Okada Naito storyline, and that that might lead us to a Wrestle Kingdom match with like Naito winning it or something. So I've had that thought today, but otherwise I thought it was a really great match. That closing finishing sequence of Okada with the sort of right
Inoki Itsuguri.
Yeah, then Inoki into the Flosion, into the
it was that was amazing.
Into the Rainmaker, just beautiful history all tied up into that one finishing sequence. Just great match. Scotty, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect anything less than a great match, and they somehow were able to change up what we had seen from them earlier this year in their first title match to make this, unique in its own way and very entertaining to the end. Because doing this rematch, you expected Okada to win, but at the same time, you're like, they could switch it. They could make that switch because, Naito could easily have one more run as champion in him. And when he hit that second Destino, they got me. They had me hook, line, sinker. They got me. But it was just great. It was a great match. Like everything they did was physical. They started exchanging slaps in the middle of the ring. I was like, whoa, what am I watching here? Is this an Okada match? Okada's not usually slapping people. And then that finish was just, perfection. So a great main event. Another great main event in the long list of main events for Okada this year. And this was fantastic.
Yeah, sadly we got no Stardust press from Okada, so no 5 stars from me. But hey, it's you want them
can't always have 5 stars.
I feel like this is in a good trilogy between the two guys, and
I mean, the New Japan Cup match was clearly their weakest, like no questions asked. But I love the 2 title matches. I thought they were both great.
Yeah, Naito always shows up for the title matches, and it's very great to see. And if we get more, I could see it happening in Wrestle Kingdom. That would mean that Okada would have to make it through Dominion, make it through Forbidden Door with whatever potentially could happen with that, and then G1 Climax, and then just make it through a couple challengers, and then maybe that would also mean Naito winning the G1. I think I could feasible.
Definitely see him lose at Dominion. I just want to say that we're about to get into that, but I do want to say, if I had to rank the 3 trilogy match, like this latest trilogy, I think I'd go with the first one, just beating out this third one, because the first one had that drama of Naito hitting the Stardust press, and you're like, holy shit, and there was just something about that. It felt really special. But this was great. I want to say this was a fantastic main event. It's just there was something about the magic in that one.
Naito hitting the Stardust press in that first one versus not hitting it in this one. Plus, this is the third match. Are we expecting Naito to win this one? Right. No, the first one we were like, oh, okay, maybe. But here, definitely, I don't think we're thinking that. Which that does that kind of hurt the match, sure. But ultimately, this match is great. I honestly, I think match wrestler of the year is still, to me, up in the air, but I feel like Okada is making just an amazing run at
every main event he's having now is kind of just separating him from the rest. Like this past month, I saw some people start to get closer and closer and closer to him.
Yep.
But he always has at least that one match per month where he breaks away again, for, and then everyone's left catching up. So, Wrestler of the Year is far from over. We're just entering, the second quarter of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not quarter, third of the year. But you never know. You never really know, but it seems like Okada, as long as he has this title, he's gonna, be in the running and at the forefront of that conversation.
Oh yeah. And I'm super excited for it. I'm super excited for this.
He's gonna add another one next month.
Next month. Looks like we got a Dominion match because after Okada, cuts the classic promo. Really complimenting Naito on his slap exchange, which popped me out of my chair. That there was that one Naito slap that was just like, oh, hot damn. Jay White's music hits, and he runs down with Gato, and
he got run.
That is true. He briskly
nothing
walked
about what he was
best.
doing was running.
He briskly walked at best and made it into the ring. They face dog each other off. Gato attacks Okada from behind. They beat down Okada. And then Jay White gets on the stick, talking about who he is. Let me remind you, all goes off on his accolades. And the rest of Bullet Club comes down. We got your new IWGP Tag Team Champions and Chase Owens and Bad Luck Fale. You got your new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion in Taiji Shimori. You got your new Bullet Club member in Juice Robinson. And of course, you got the return to New Japan in in Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. So a wild Bullet Club summer is upon us because it looks like, folks, we got our Dominion match, the return of Jay White into Japan proper against Kazuchika Okada.
I mean, I think this is, we could say how Best of Super Juniors was exciting. We could say how I thought the two final matches of the show were fantastic, but the return of Jay White to New Japan proper for me is the most exciting part. Cause it was only, 1 or 2 months ago where, they announced the New Japan Cup lineup and we looked at it and we're like, yeah, Jay White's never come back, is he? And it started to feel like that. He seemed very happy, just being in the US and wrestling in Impact and jumping up in AEW. And he seemed content. He seemed very content. And thankfully, for our sake, he was not content. He is back in New Japan. He has a serious chance of winning that title at Dominion. I think people need to talk about that. Of course, I haven't looked at Twitter. Maybe people are talking about it, and I'm just not paying attention. That's very possible. But I do think that this is going to be a fantastic match when it happens that legitimately can go either way, which benefits it completely. I mean, Okada and Jay White have had great matches before, and I think this has a chance to be their best. Because Okada's at the top of his game, and Jay White has become so much greater since the last time they went head to head.
Yeah. A little bit of history here, a little bit. Last year, not only New Japan is back. Can we say it? Can we officially say it now?
Yeah, New Japan's back.
Jay White's back. New Japan's back.
Pretty much.
Not only that, but last year at Wrestling Dontaku in May of last year was the last time Jay White was in Japan for New Japan for Wrestling Dontaku Night 1 and Night 2, where he won the Never Openweight title, and then it was in a 6-man the next night. So there's several points. Jay White is back. He returned to the same event he left, quote unquote, at a year ago. Plus, I'm just gonna make the asterisk note here that you also know that New Japan's back because Wrestling Dontaku, unlike last year, was only one night.
Yeah, I was about to say, thankfully it's not 2 nights anymore. That was terrible.
So we got a 1-night event, Wrestling Dontaku, the return of Jay White. And I wouldn't say Bullet Club strong. It's It feels like they're emblematic of that.
It surely exists.
You said something before the show, which is like, look, it looks like they're recreating that 2015 AJ Styles post-match win promo thing. And it's just like, yeah, the Bullet Club doesn't look as good as it did back then.
No, but they had all titles and they had the pose and everything was like, a lot of people say Bullet Club should just go away. Just like stop. And clearly it's not going to happen. It's not going away anytime soon. Because with Jay White back, it's definitely not going away. If you were ever to get rid of it, it was when Jay White was gone. Now he's back, and now they have a lot of gold. Though I do have an interesting, I don't know, maybe I missed something earlier in the show. But if it's Bullet Club summer, like you said, why is it not Hot Boy summer? Where is the house? Where is the house?
Where's the house that Torture built?
Yeah, where is it? They just weren't there.
They just weren't there. Evil, of course, had a match for the Never Openweight title that he lost in.
What?
We'll get to there. We'll get there. Hold your thought.
What?
And looking at the rest of the card, that was it. No other hot faction member anywhere else on this card that I'm looking at. So let's start there since I spoiled it for you. Never Openweight title match. Tama Tonga defeated Evil 13 minutes and 25 seconds to win the Never Openweight title. Now, I spoke about how much I really enjoyed the New Japan Cup match because we were able to see that new Tama Tonga. It was a big surprise and really worked here. I thought this match was still really good. Not as good as the previous one. Still really good stuff here. Very interesting stuff. Tama Tonga is a good foil to Evil doing the shenanigans because Tama Tonga has the knowledge, the history of doing those shenanigans. So he's someone that can go out. There was the point where the big shenanigan in this match was Tama Tonga has Evil in the sharpshooter. And so Dick Togo runs over to the bell and starts ringing the bell. And Tama Tonga's like, I won. Oh, yeah, I won. Turns to the ref. Oh, wait, shake my hand. And he's like, the ref's like, no, you didn't win. He's like, I heard the bell. I'm like, I got him in sharpshooter. I heard the bell. And then that wasn't it. But eventually Tama Tonga was able to get the win and is your new Never Openweight champion. Scotty, you're hearing that news first time. You didn't know that. So I spoiled it for you a little bit. But let's get your thoughts on that story.
This is funny now because we were saying New Japan's back, yet every champion after the top two kind of sucks. They're so lucky they have Okada and Tanahashi. I'm just gonna say that. They're so lucky because we got some suspect champions out there right now. I like Taiji Ishimori. Yeah. But those tag titles are as fucking rotten and useless as they've ever been. You can just fucking burn them as far as I'm concerned. Which ones? I don't even know who the junior ones are. So
that would be
6-9 still.
Yep, team 6 or 9.
All right, so there you go. They can be, they're good. They're fine. But it's the tag titles and now the Never Openweight title. What is happening? Don't get me wrong. New Japan's back. You have people coming in. Blah 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 blah. You're lucky to have Tanahashi and Okada. Just saying. But wow, I wasn't ready for that. Wasn't ready for that. I'm not mad that Tama Tonga won the title from Evil.
Yeah.
It's just like, really? Like, Evil? These are the champions you want to go into the summer with? Like, really?
Like Tama Tonga might be the Never Openweight champion going into the G1 Climax.
I don't think he holds that long. The title switches like it's fucking nothing. But to be fair, the U.S. title does too. So
Well, we seemingly
who
have,
knows?
we potentially also have our Dominion never open weight match. Because after the match, Doc Gallows, Cole Anderson come out, beat down Tama Tonga, of course, continuing the Bullet Club drama there. And I don't remember. I don't remember if he said it after the match or in the post conference. But Carl Anderson made it known that he is challenging Tama
They can do
Tonga.
that. They can do that at Capital Collision.
Oh well, you actually no, you're probably right. That's probably where it would happen. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's going to challenge Tama Tonga for the never openweight title.
Yeah, because I gotta keep remembering that show's in 2 weeks, so they can toss whatever they want onto that show. They could toss Okada versus White on that show if they really wanted to, but I wouldn't. I would not do that. That's your Dominion match. Okay. Now I get the field. Now I know the field of champions. Wow. Okay, good for Tama Tonga, I guess. Yeah, sure. Where's Kenta? See how badly hurt is this man? Like,
Badly, I
holy
guess.
crap! I want him back. I need him back. He was doing great work to kick off the year, and then he, destroyed everything in his body and couldn't continue anymore. But that man, walked into Noah, was fucking Kenta again. Then he has that crazy match with Tanahashi, and we haven't seen him since. So give me Kenta back, and maybe not in Bullet Club. Maybe just let him be Kenta. Let him be Kenta. Don't make him do the heel stuff. He's amazing at the, just hurting people part.
Pull him in Blackpool Combat Club. Have him like on the Japanese side training.
Who was
training Yuta?
Do you know who X was for the opening match? Who replaced Fujinami?
Oh, I mean Shiro Koshinaka, of course.
Of course. Okay.
Going down the line of news, if you like. Of course, there was also the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Taiji Ishimori. He defeated El Desperado. You and I haven't seen this match, so we're not going to go into that. But
I'm sure it was very good. People seem to enjoy it.
Plus, now we have Ishimori heading into BOSJ with the title. So that's very interesting, especially with his block, with Hiromu, with Alex Zane. Who the heck knows is going to beat Taiji Ishimori and maybe get a challenge.
Hiromu and Alex Zane. That's who you picked. Well, okay.
You got to get an upset in there, baby. I'm over here twirling my mustache like I'm my own Alex Zane.
Anyways, moving on.
Moving on. We have, of course, the IWGP Tag Team title match. Bullet Club, Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens defeating United Empire, Great-O-Khan, Jeff Cobb, Hiroki Goto, and Yoshihashi to become the new IWGP Tag Team Champions.
Wrestling was a mistake. Wrestling was a mistake. We could cancel it if we wanted to right now. No one would bat an eye. Why? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I don't know why.
You have Cobb and O'Khan right there. People are excited about them winning. And you just take it away from us instantly. Whatever, man. I was never going to watch this match. Now I know I don't have to watch a tag team title match for a couple months.
It was good.
Nope.
It was sizable,
Nope.
It is confusing. I know that New Japan is very much interested in pushing Great-O-Khan. I was under the assumption that this tag title run was part of that push, not a cup of coffee with the title. So I'm confused there. Maybe we'll see what happens with it. I mean, I don't know. It's not gonna be the Dominion match. I doubt it's gonna be a Capital Collision match. So I don't know why. I mean, to break them up to go into G1 in July? That doesn't make any sense.
Your guess is as good as mine. This is the worst move they made of this show.
Let's talk about the IWGP US title match. Hiroshi Tanahashi defeating Tomohiro Ishii to win and become the new 3-time IWGP US Heavyweight title holder.
Woo, baby!
Great match.
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Match of the night.
Yeah, agreed. 100% agree. Not even a question for me. These two fucking went out there and they were like, yeah, we might be older, but it doesn't matter. We're still great. Tanahashi was in his element. Ishii was in his element. They fucking Ishii does a sling blade and Tanahashi's just does the vertical drop brain buster, and they keep, they'll hit each other and they'll rise up, and I'm just like sitting in my chair like, I'm rising up now. It was great. It was fantastic. I don't know what Tanahashi and Ospreay would have done. They probably would have also had a great match, so I wasn't really concerned there. But you wanted to put in a replacement for a big spot. You haven't done Ishii and Tanahashi in, I think it was 5 years in a singles match, which is kind of crazy. So it made it that much more special. Tanahashi has a specialty the past couple of years of being thrusted into a match the week of and absolutely delivering in that spot. Of course, he was already in the match, but you get the point. Ishii, just gets back to Japan for this, puts on a show. Now he's going to go back to the U.S. and fight Josh Alexander for the Impact World title because he can. And that's great. That's great. But this was awesome. Every part of this match was awesome. It was exactly what I was hoping for. It had Ishii trying, full on. This was as good as Ishii can be, especially at this part of his career. Yep. And this was Tanahashi being Tanahashi once again. This guy's ageless when it comes to just being the best.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I in a weird way, what kind of partly helped this match was the fact that it wasn't Ospreay, it was Ishii. We knew it was still going to be a good match, but it immediately lowered everyone's expectations. Which, when these guys exceeded those, it was like, holy crap! I wasn't expecting this kind of match. And yeah, the doing each other's moves, the Ishii sling blade, the Tanahashi brain buster, just some great effort by everybody. It was just, oh god, it's just both of these guys are still good. You see Ishii's US runs and sort of like, all right,
This is, I'm gonna say it. This was the best back-to-back matches New Japan has had all year.
What, the IWGP US and the world?
Yeah, I don't think New Japan has had a better 1-2 punch this year. That's not a shot at anyone. I just think the main event was great. And this match was, just fantastic. It was a hell of a 1-2 punch, and they absolutely delivered.
I'm thinking back to see if I can think of any other.
Well, Wrestle Kingdom, no.
Wrestle Kingdom. What was the semi-main of Wrestle Kingdom?
Tanahashi and Kenta.
That was fine.
It was good. It was really good.
Definitely not as good as. I agree. Definitely not as good as.
Well, it wasn't as good as this. It was a good match, and that was probably my pick for their best 1-2 punch at the time. But I think this was better.
What about night 1 with Okada, Shingo, El Desperado, Hiromu?
I thought the Desperado Hiromu didn't live up to my expectations. I thought it was good. Again, really good match. Just I didn't get there.
Yeah, we're talking pinnacle.
Yeah. I thought these two killed it. These two matches. It was everything it's the reason people watch New Japan, I thought, were these two matches. And they're very different, right?
Yeah.
The first one's physical and fired up. The second one is a kind of a flashback to their greatness, but at the same time they're doing different things. They're giving you the drama. And yeah, I just thought, unquestioned, probably the best 1-2 punch they've had this year and probably in a long time.
Oh yeah, just a fantastic match. I love it.
And then Juice.
Yeah, and then following the match, Chase Owens comes out and he says that I beat you. Remember, I beat you, Tanahashi. So I never got my challenge for the title when you had the title. And Tanahashi's like, all right, you can have it. And Chase is like,
He
whoa,
got us all.
whoa. He's like, I actually don't care about that anymore because I have some gold around my waist, the tag titles. But I do know someone that I can give my challenge to. And a man walks out, ski mask, leather vest of Bullet Club on the back, jeans and cowboy boots. And he gives he turns Tanahashi around, gives him a quick left hand. Tanahashi falls. He picks him up, puts him into the unprettier. Maybe it's Tyler Breeze. Maybe it's Christian under the mask. No. He rips it off. It's Juice Robinson, the man that a month ago went on live Wrestling Observer
Played
Live.
everyone.
Brian Alvarez. And this man, everyone forgets, and I forgot too. We all forgot. This man is an old school worker. This man has great promos, which means he's a great actor. This man went on live radio and just poured his heart out. And the sad truth is we also all believed him. That we were like, that's bittersweet, but like, I see it. This man, he's done a lot. I can see him not wanting to do it. He's like, oh, my contract's over. We all thought that was it. He said his goodbyes at Windy City Riot. And then out of nowhere, May 1st, day after his contract is over, maybe he has a new contract, comes out.
He definitely has a new contract.
and I think we may have our Capital Collision match. That's my guess.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think it's... No, we don't.
What do you mean?
Tanahashi's facing Moxley.
At Capital Collision?
Yeah.
Is that confirmed?
It's not confirmed, but that was the whole plan. So I'm sure.
You do Juice Tanahashi here.
It's not happening. You have John Moxley go on the microphone at Windy City Riot, say at Capital Collision.
No, you don't do it there. You do it at Forbidden Door.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna see. I mean, they now have 2 weeks to build to this show with one of their shows that they're gonna use to build to it. Is a recorded New Japan Strong show, so they're not really gonna build anything on that. Mm-hmm. And they're also just off for the next 2 weeks, so they're just gonna have to announce card, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. I feel that's why I feel like this match hotter currently than Moxley Tanahashi?
Oh shush, nothing's hotter than that.
No. When I say hotter, I mean like is the most built. Maybe that's what I should say. Is it the most built? Is it built more than the Moxley Tanahashi?
No, I think the Moxley Tanahashi one just has the built-in fact that John Moxley continuously says that Tanahashi is afraid of him.
So what better than not have the match at Capital Collision and then do it at Forbidden Door?
I think you're working yourself into a shoot, brother.
That'd be true. But yeah, let's talk about it. Juice Robinson, Bullet Club. Not only is he back in wrestling in New Japan, but he is officially a Bullet Club member. Carl Anderson dubs him Rock Hard Juice Robinson. That's his nickname moving forward.
Rock Hard Juice Robinson.
That officially means that Tony Storm is a Bullet Club babe. As I saw someone tweet on Twitter. So can't wait for that. Tony Storm closer to Stardom than ever before.
Shut the fuck up!
So what do you think about Juice Robinson not only returning but also joining Bullet Club?
I'm happy he's staying in wrestling. He wants to clearly change it up. I think he's in need of a change up.
Oh yeah.
If Bullet Club's the way to do it, then so be it.
I mean, yeah. Bullet Club needed something. It needed a little juice, if you will.
It needed some juice. Oh, they got them some juice.
They got some rock hard juice.
Rock hard juice. Moving on.
But yeah, no, that's I'm excited. I thought this was a very good show. Highly recommended. I think, highly newsworthy. Every match had some, literally looking at the card here, Scotty, the last 5 matches all had like Bullet Club involvement. You had the tag team titles of Bullet Club winning. Never openweight title of Tama Tonga winning, but Gallows and Anderson come out and beat him up after the fact. Taiji Ishimori winning the junior heavyweight title. U.S. heavyweight title with Juice coming out and beating up Tanahashi after the fact. The world heavyweight title with Jay White coming out and beating up Okada after the fact. Bullet Club summer is upon us, baby.
Yeah. Can't wait to see the House of Torture part because I'm confused.
Yeah, we'll see if we'll ever we'll see if it turns into a hot boy summer.
Hot boy summer.
Evil and like a Speedo.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We're pro hot podcast, baby.
I'm always pro hot. I'm always pro hot. I don't know. Somehow I think House of Torture is gonna end up the baby faces out of this. I really do. I really do. I think somehow Evil's gonna be the baby face whenever Jay White and company turn on him.
You know, I just realized no Chris Bay. No Chris Bay. Where's Chris Bay? It sucks.
That's a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
Got Ace Austin though.
Ace Austin, still good.
Oh, Mike Bailey. What a shame.
Yeah, no Mike Bailey. Well, let's talk about the.
I'm hoping for the speedball.
You would think so. This guy's been also potential wrestler of the
year. He probably
year.
has too many bookings already.
That's probably true.
He's facing Takeshita at West Coast Pro.
West Coast Pro. Can we talk about how good that indie is?
It's the best indie out there.
I mean, Defy is also up there. Did you hear about the Defy news?
I knew that there was a show.
There was a show, and after the main event, which was John Moxley versus Tom Lawler, Moxley asked the crowd if they enjoy some tag team wrestling. So that's a quite.
What you're saying is
quite.
There's a chance for Utes.
Yes, yeah. There's a chance for Utes, but there's also a chance for a hometown guy to show up.
What do you think's more likely? I think it's more likely it's Utes.
I love the idea of him teasing that, and then it's Yuta. I don't know what their next event is. Maybe that's happening during Best of the Super Juniors, so it has to be Danielson.
Utes.
We'll see.
Utes.
Let's get into some, I don't know, sad news, disappointing news. We got some.
Okay, I have a twist on it.
Sure.
Which I'll give to you in a second, but go ahead, go through it.
Well, I'm going to start off before we get to the NXT cuts. I didn't write this down in our notes, but let's talk about Impact released 2 talent recently, or people did not re-sign their contract. Cassie Lee, Jessie McKay, former Iconics inspiration, are no longer an Impact. Why'd you sound like Miss Piggy a little bit? But yeah, Iconics inspiration, seemingly no longer wrestling for the time being.
Bye.
Any thoughts or feelings about that? Any disappointments?
Good for them. Go do whatever you feel like you need to do. Yeah, I don't have. When I saw it, there was a lot of people sad, and I was like, I feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
But they seem to want to make this decision on their own. So why would I be upset if they want to do this and go for
it? They could be doing the juice route and joining Bullet Club. This could be a fake out. This could be a swerve.
Maybe they'll join House of Torture.
Ooh.
And we'll get hot boy and girl summer.
Yujiro coming out with inspiration.
What is Shawn Spears going to do about it? Absolutely fucking nothing. That's what he's going to do.
Tease hitting Yujiro in the head of a chair. It's really just, I'm disappointed about it because that's just, that's a big hit to the best women's roster in the world. So, it's just.
Shut up. Out of here. All right. No, we're having the conversation. Now you brought it up. We're having the conversation. We were going to avoid it. I wasn't even going to bring it up. But now you brought it up. One, we need to temper our thoughts and expectations with the Impact Women's Division. Okay? Don't get me wrong. I like some of the talent there. They're very good. But we need to chill the fuck out. We call them the best division in the world. Okay? Okay? There's a matter of fact here that one, if we're just going United States, WWE has more women's talent than Impact does. I promise you that. They have the best women's wrestler in the United States on their roster. It's already a better start. But we got to chill out. The only reason people say it is because AEW's women's division isn't booked well. That's the only reason I have to hear about Impact's women's division all the time. Listen, Deonna Purrazzo's not at the top anymore. She's not. You know where she's going? AEW right now, this week. So chill out. And the people, all the people that got angry about Dave Meltzer just spitting facts about Stardom being the best women's roster in the world, you know what you can go do? Go watch a Stardom show. Then go watch those 2 matches from Impact Rebellion. And you tell me what the fuck is better. Because I guarantee you it ain't Impact. God.
NXT on, I believe, Thursday made some announcements regarding some releases for 2022. So this is, of course, all coming from Fightful, from Sean Ross Sapp. Meltzer is insinuating that there might be more in terms of main roster down the line. We'll see what happens there. But, of course, this is all NXT. All these people got cut April 29th, so they have 30 days, which happens to be, the day before of Double or Nothing. So, we'll see. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about some of these releases. We have, of course, Dexter Loomis, formerly Samuel Shaw, doing he was in a marriage angle of Indy Hartwell, and Indy Hartwell's still there, but Dexter Loomis has hit the bricks. He Instagrammed out that he was he was in the process of painting a picture to give to Vince McMahon. So that's a self-portrait for Vince McMahon, but he got cut.
I forgot he got released.
Yeah, Dexter Loomis out. Thoughts on Dexter Loomis?
They'll find work somewhere.
Yeah, I think he'll find work. Bring him back to Impact. That's fine. Sure. I think he could be a fine addition in that field.
Sure, maybe you can add him to the women's division.
That'll be weird.
It would be, but I don't know. They're the best. Maybe he wants to be part of the best.
That's true.
Maybe he just wants to be part of the best of something. Because, yeah,
Sam and Shaw. I can imagine seeing him again.
I'm more so just looking forward to them explaining what happens to Indy Hartwell and how her husband is no longer working for them.
Yeah, that angle is now completely destroyed. They just started teasing Dexter. This is the thing that frustrates the most about NXT and all these releases. Why the hell are we releasing Dexter Loomis anyways? Why not just call him up? But also, you were in the middle of a storyline. They were just starting a storyline, or not even just starting. They're like week 3 of a storyline with Dexter Loomis and Poker Guy becoming a tag team. Like, let's put this together and become a tag team.
What's his name?
Who? Dexter Loomis?
No, what's Poker Guy's name?
Poker Guy's name is Joe?
Nope. Nope. Couldn't be further off.
What's his name?
Duke Hudson.
Dookie Wookie Hudson. I forgot it.
Yeah. I don't even watch NXT 2.0, and I do that.
Yeah, but they were in the middle of a storyline. That's what it is. I mean, I don't know how old Dexter Loomis is.
He's 35, I think.
Really? I think bring him up to the main roster. I don't know why you're not.
Listen. The best thing they had for LA Knight was to make him a manager on main event. So.
Oh, sorry. Dexter Loomis is 38 years old.
Oh, time out. How old's Indy Hartwell?
Let's see. Indy Hartwell.
I think she's like 24.
She is 25. My age.
What are we doing here? Whatever. All right, moving on. Next person.
Harland.
Sorry. Harland. Yeah, this was a big one. This felt like the biggest one for some people. Wasn't the biggest one to me. But it certainly is interesting seeing that he had all the buzz when they signed him. People said, "Oh, he's the next Brock Lesnar." No, he just kind of looks like Brock Lesnar. He wasn't the next Brock Lesnar. There were always reports, I remember, that A certain Bronson Rex Steiner, aka Braun Breaker, was the shining star of that class, while a certain Parker Bordeaux, aka Harlan, was the one who at times struggled and wasn't really clicking in the ring. So this probably shouldn't come as too much of a shock. Now, they ain't giving much of a chance off the bat. They made him Harlan, which, by the way, just a complete dead gimmick that you give someone. But clearly there were things behind the scenes, I'm sure, that were not clicking, were not working. Maybe he didn't like it. Maybe he didn't enjoy it. Maybe it didn't work out like they had hoped. The truth is they have Braun Breaker. They found their next big star. It wasn't him, so we move on.
Harlan wrestled 6 matches, the longest one being a tag match that was 7 minutes long. And
none of them were good. They weren't even good squash matches.
Yeah, most of them, if not all of them, were squash matches. He hasn't wrestled since March 1st. So this isn't really, everyone's treating it, I agree completely with what you're saying. Everyone's treating this like it's a huge surprise. It's not. The guy has only wrestled 6 matches. He hasn't wrestled in basically 2 months. The whole report of like the reason we're going to have more of these turnovers, and especially in NXT, is because management is going to start sending. There's a report, I think Meltzer had it, that sorry for not quoting correctly, but the reporter said something about how that basically NXT management is sending up reports about how talent are doing to the main roster, and one of the dead ones are not improving fast enough. I would imagine. I don't know anything.
That was probably it.
Harlan was probably one of those people. He had a good look. They completely got rid of it, and made him do his own thing, and then in a dead gimmick, and it is what it is. So it sucks. Will he wrestle again?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean,
I would doubt it, actually.
Yeah, does he have potential? Maybe, but I agree with
whatever. It didn't seem like he cared for it.
I mean, the guy got the contract because it looked like Brock Lesnar. I mean, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Malcolm Bivens, the voice of NXT's Diamond Mine stable. Sean Ross Sapp tweeting out saying that less than a year ago, Diamond Mine was Roderick Strong, Tyler Russ, Arturo Ruas, Hideki Suzuki, Marina Shafir, and Malcolm Bivens. Only Strong remains. But Bivens, Sean also reports that Bivens apparently turned down a new contract in February, which obviously ultimately led to his release, which I think is very interesting.
The 2 big names from these releases, it sounds like neither of them wanted to re-sign at the moment.
I saw a similar report about Dakota Kai, who we'll be talking about shortly.
So you kind of get the idea of why they were released. And I don't think there's 2 people more in this field that are guaranteed to get contracts elsewhere than these 2. Stokely Hathaway, which is his, name prior to WWE, Malcolm Bivens. He is going to be signed by AEW in no time. I think that is one of the quickest signings we'll see. It's only 30 days. He's going to be a manager, obviously. And instant fit. See ya, Mark Sterling. See ya. You put him. I feel like you could put him with Jade. Instantly works. You could put him with anybody because he's that great.
Yeah, everyone's go-to is Jade Cargill. I'm okay leaving Mark Sterling with Jade Cargill. I don't think Mark is taking away anything from that act. I don't think it's
No, I'm just thinking
it's a lateral move.
Better. I think it would be better.
You know who I think needs it? It would actually fit quite well. Private Party. I think
interesting.
Private Party just got out of the whole.
Get behind Private Party.
Well, I don't know what's happening with that. But I don't know what's happening with that whole Private Party situation. But if they don't have Matt Hardy with them anymore, and they're still developing these guys in terms of talkers and everything, you put Malcolm Bivens in there with them. I think all of their comedic strengths would align. All of their strengths alone will align. I think. And I think that's
just
fun. A better group to put together. Because then you can have Malcolm Bivens come out with some sort of velvet do-rag like that picture.
I got one for you. I got one for you that kind of goes with that.
Sure.
Andrade.
Interesting.
That I think would be a game changer for both of them, because Andrade is a guy that obviously could be a main eventer. The only thing that keeps him back is that he can't speak English all that well. And if you want someone to talk the talk for, Stokely Hathaway instantly at the top of that list, I think. Because, you moved on from Chavo. I don't think that's not happening. Yeah. Clearly. They put him with Bandito for that one show and they moved on.
Clearly not getting Ric Flair.
No, you're not doing that. That ship has sailed. I think him and Andrade, then that kind of works to what you were saying.
You get that private party angle.
Because then you can get that as well. I think that would be a great fit.
Him standing next to Butcher and Blade would be great.
Right. See, you see it. You see it now. Put him with the Andrade family office.
Andrade is a really good wrestler, and he has trouble promos, especially cutting English promos. There's a little bit of a charisma vacuum with Andrade.
Yeah.
Why not introduce a charisma machine like Malcolm Bivens into this group and immediately lift it up? If any group needs something, Andrade, Butcher Blade, and Helico, Private Party, they need a charisma maker like Malcolm Bivens. I agree. You know what you said, to go on that point of like everyone's on the internet saying Mark Sterling, get out of here, put him with Jade. That would be great, cool. But I don't think that's gonna improve really that much.
No.
It will improve it a little bit, but not ultimately everything. What really improved it all was, you're exactly right, Bivens with Andrade family office. That would be a perfect match. A much desperately needed match for that group. Yeah. They need someone like that.
He would be fantastic in that role. I mean, I want to give him credit. He went to WWE. He wasn't used for pretty much the first 3/4 of his contract.
Yeah.
And then they put him with Diamond Mine, and he was great.
Well, originally they put him with Indus Sher.
No, I remember. But they put him with Diamond Mine. That's when it finally clicked for him. You remember that moment where he had the John Cena never give up towel, and he turns around. It's like, no, you should. Like that's one of the best things ever.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see what he does, because I think he's just a manager, but he's a great manager. There's a reason he gets so much credit. Isn't he friends with Keith Lee?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure they were close.
He's friends. He's friends like a bunch of guys.
Friends with everyone.
Did
you see his video?
Which one?
The thing where he said the only thing he's gonna miss.
No, I didn't see this one.
He said it was Xia Li.
The man knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
great social media presence.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be great, and I think Andrade would. He would go from this mid-card talent to main eventer with him by his side.
Yeah. I completely agree with that point. Speaking about people that seemingly didn't re-sign a contract, that's Dakota Kai. She's been part of this NXT Women's Division for the better part of 5 years. We got a Team Kick, then become a great heel turn at War Games on Tegan Nox. Then that whole thing, she get paired up with Raquel Gonzalez. You sort of start having a Diesel Shawn Michaels situation where, higher ups start looking at Diesel and they're like, hoo, I think we got something here. I think this is the one. And because of that, Dakota starts getting pushed to the wayside. Bayley talked about how when she returned, she was going to do stuff with Dakota Kai. And maybe that was part of the reason why Dakota was getting looks for the main roster, but nothing did anything about that. She went back to NXT, kind of just did a weird, crazy person gimmick, and then that was kind of it. Dakota Kai's gone.
Yeah, Dakota Kai has been miscast for a very long time.
Oh yeah,
she, I thought, was always the obvious choice to beat Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. You had that story built in from earlier in the title reign. She was a fantastic babyface. Dakota Kai is as good a baby face you can have in your women's division as any, I think, because she just, she gives that baby face vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And she had that great heel turn. She was really good as a heel. I want to point that out. When it came to being a heel, I thought she had some of her best matches in NXT.
Yeah.
The problem is there clearly came a time where it was either she was going to go to the main roster and probably not be utilized, much like Tegan Nox wasn't, or she was going to flounder in NXT, which is ultimately what she was doing. There's a reason she didn't resign.
She was basically dead in the water.
Yeah. And the thing is, Dakota Kai is a great wrestler. She is, I've said on multiple podcasts, I've said in articles, I don't want many Gasians going to Stardom. Dakota Kai is one that I would welcome with open arms because she's good. She's been there before, so that works out too. Yeah. But she's very good. She's a very good addition for any roster in the world. And she will be. If you're AEW, like, this is another must-have, I think. You don't have many let's be honest, there aren't that many must-haves right now out there for their women's division. I think Athena would still be a great get if they ever wanted her. But Dakota Kai feels like an obvious choice. Like you said, Double or Nothing's the day after they're done. If they do a Casino Battle Royale, you have a Joker ready to go, even though this is usually the men's one, so I wouldn't count on that. That's true. You can also do another mystery women's match if you want to on somewhere on the card and have her enter somehow. She just feels like an obvious ad, an obvious, top women right off the bat for you if that's what you want. She's gonna go somewhere. She's gonna land on her feet. That's a guarantee. Maybe she wants to be with Tegan Nox again. Maybe they form Team Kick. Maybe they're a package deal going wherever they go. Who knows?
I think them as a package deal is this is like very weird to say about people. I think them as a package deal is a better sell than them individually.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know Tegan's a great ad if she stays healthy, by the way. I want to put that out. Like, if her knees can, like, stay healthy, she's a great ad because people love her. She's obviously, and
she's got a crowd connection at the wazoo.
Yeah, they both do, which is why if you want to bring in a babyface team, those are good too. Maybe if, I don't know, I think it would work.
Them versus Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter.
I'd welcome it. There's no chance she's going to be in the Dusty Classic for anyone that's thinking that. There's no time for that. You have to be qualified by May 11th. That's when it starts.
You mean the Owen Hart?
Yeah, sorry. Tournaments have been changed. Rest in peace to both of them, Dusty and Owen Hart. But there's no chance she's going to be in that. So
no,
if they want her, she'll be there either at Double or Nothing or the week after Double or Nothing, I'm sure. But I think if Tony Khan wants to prove he's really trying to make his women's division great or better, you go get Dakota Kai. I think obvious, very obvious.
If she doesn't go to AEW, where do you think she lands?
I could see her go to Japan. I actually could. Because she has the ties with Stardom already. I mean,
we've had this conversation about women's wrestlers all the time. Impact's
definitely possible. I mean,
beyond for anyone after that, it's kind of like indies.
Right. It's indies, but I think she's better than that. She did win the Artists of Stardom titles back in the day. So she does have a accolade to her name from her Stardom career. She also fought me, I believe, Mayu Iwatani for the High Speed Championship. So there are a number of ways to go here. She did say that she won't be Evie anymore, which was her original name. She said, kind of like how Ruby Soho moved on from Heidi Lovelace. She will be going by something else. But
probably like
wherever she goes,
probably like Charlie Kai or something.
Yeah, give me Dakota Kai versus Masha Slamovich. Give me that. Give me that match somewhere, sometime. There's a certain TJPW ace coming over, and Miyu Yamashita. She's coming to the States. there's another option for you. And by the way, I just want to talk about it since we're on the AEW women's division.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's up with AEW. Just be like, hey, we need Yuka Sakazaki, get her over here. But that is what happened.
Yeah.
That is exactly what happened. That is what's happening. I talked to someone. They told me that it seems like the contract is AEW signed her, and they get first dibs whenever they need her. So that's, which is a real twist because she's clearly a TJPW talent.
Why not just live in the States? Unless she doesn't want us to live in the States, I guess.
That could be it. But very interesting. That's also interesting. But Dakota Kai, she's gonna be fine. She's gonna be great wherever she goes, and I look forward to her getting to be a wrestler again.
Some other names, 2 other names that popped up on NXT that people knew about: Persia Parada and Draco Anthony. Draco Anthony had sort of like a military gimmick. He was a former, he was a Booker T trained wrestler down in Reality of Wrestling. So, he can go pop up back on the indies. Who the heck knows? I think he'll be totally fine there. I think he has a good look. I think he can probably go, but it's a matter of how much he really wants to do it. And then Persia Parada, also part of that whole Indy Hartwell storyline with Joe the poker guy. People really liked her. I thought she was, I didn't think she was that good. But a lot of people liked her.
Her story sucks though because she just bought a house.
Yep, it's another long. She is someone of the long line of NXT cuts that are, I just made a big life change. Oh, and I lost my job.
Never buy a house when you are working for that company.
Yeah, don't do anything. Just constantly rent.
Because the moment you do, you're losing your job.
Yeah, and it sucks. And she's another person that's part of that group of just that really stinks. I mean, I don't think she's that good of a wrestler, but that sort of life shit happening.
I can see her go to like Impact.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Maybe be the heater for Tennille Dashwood and
now I can finally say it though. Indy Hartwell can finally do something useful with her career because I feel like she had been wasting away in that fucking awful storyline forever. So
yeah,
happy for her at least.
That storyline seems certainly over now.
Oh, Dave Meltzer tweeted this out. They're just gonna they'll put her on a beach like they did with Wesley and not explain what happened and just be like, here, now he's sad and depressed on a beach, nowhere to go. And I was like, that's pretty good.
God, Wesley. Other people that have been released were Raelyn Divine. She was the sister of Mace, aka Face, aka
really?
Brendan Williams. Yeah, beautiful, like super, like over 6 foot tall woman. So she got cut. Mila Milani. She was someone part of that Vegas tryout where they found who was that person? Nikita Lyons. She was part of that group of people when Triple H was finding people.
Who the hell is Nikita Lyons?
You don't know who Nikita Lyons is? She's the girl with the butt.
No, I know. I figured it out.
Sanjaya George, Indian signing.
The one with the butt.
Yep. Sanjaya George also got released. She was an Indian signing. And Paige Prinzivali. She was one of the female referees for NXT, the blonde female referee. She had a work name, but I don't remember what that work name was. But yes, those are all the people that were released on April 29th by NXT. Like we said earlier, like Meltzer said earlier, he believes that there's going to be more talent cuts, that these are just the WrestleMania cuts coming later. He believes that there's probably going to be more cuts for main roster people right before the time of the quarterly calls. So we'll see what happens when we get there. So we have a month to get through, I guess, and we'll have maybe some more releases by WWE at some point. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there, Scotty.
Oh, let me just tell you now. I have to work 10 to 6 next Sunday, so
we'll figure it out.
Ring Post Radio Nights.
That might be a Ring Post Radio Nights. I know I'm going to a Ren fair on Sunday.
A what?
A Ren fair? Renaissance fair?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll figure it out whenever you're done with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be home before 6.
I'm gonna be drinking a mead. I'm gonna be jousting, throwing knives at a board from across the way.
I am also off Saturday, so if we had to make something work,
we'll figure it out.
But Ring Post Radio Nights sounds very possible.
The allure of Ring Post Radio Nights is always there. Speaking about, I was gonna say the allure, but that's nothing. It is something, but to me, it's nothing. Stardom Cinderella Tournament finals were happening last Friday as well.
This is our last full topic.
We
have to talk Noah.
Yeah, very interesting Noah stuff. But Stardom Cinderella Tournament finals took place. I thought the show top bottom fantastic show. I thought every match was minimum pretty good, minimum like 3 1/4. Yeah, probably
the best way I can explain this show,
except the dark match,
is that doesn't count. The best way I can explain this show is that everything lived up to expectations or exceeded.
Yeah.
And that's a win of a show.
Yeah, I will say yes, except for one match didn't really hit my expectations, but it might be because of my own biases.
Because your hate for Kagama.
Yes.
Someone's gonna kill you eventually. And it's gonna be sent from a bear. I'm just saying.
That's fine, I guess.
Killed by a bear. Well, not a real bear.
That's true. Well, let's start off with, let's just go from the top of the card, or bottom of the card, I guess. Future of Stardom title match. Hanan.
You say you can't. It's the tournament, so you can't start at the main event.
We got to talk about the semifinals first. So we got the Future of Stardom title match, Hanan versus Hina. Hanan winning in 6 minutes and 26 seconds. I posted it on the Count Out Discord, Scotty, and you agree with me that Hanan is a great Future of Stardom champion.
The greatest.
I was about to say, I was like, you said one of the greatest, if not the greatest.
No, the greatest. Not one of it. She is the greatest Future of Stardom champion.
These aren't like 4 5-star classics or anything.
They're not supposed to be. That's the point.
But they're fantastic. All of these have been fantastic. All of these matches have been fantastic. She's been putting great work. I think her selling, her moveset, and everything are very good. And honestly, like, sky's the limit. I mean, in this company, sky's the limit for her.
Yeah, you asked what the ceiling was, and I said it's ace. That is the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Ace is the highest place you can go in Stardom, because there's really only one ace. And if you can get to that level or even near that level, which I think is what they're going for, is, you're going to have your Utamis and you're going to have your Sayaka Matanis and the Zumis, who also has that ace potential.
Yep.
And Starlight Kid. But there's something about Hanan. There's clearly just been a goal for them to continuously having her progress, and she is hitting every mark they give her. And this Future Stardom title reign has been nothing but great. And like you said, they're not 4-star, 5-star classics, but they're great because, it's 6 minutes of get your shit in, get it done, make it count, make it feel important. Like, they're having great near falls in these 6-minute matches that make them feel full.
Mm-hmm.
So keep it going. I think she should be champion for another few months because you have outside possibilities now. So it's not just the recurring future division. You have outside possibilities to have her face, and I think it's the way to go.
100%. I think sky's the limit. Future is hers. Cinderella Tournament semifinal match. We got Kagama defeating Hazuki. A little bit of a surprise, right? I mean,
it was definitely a big surprise.
A lot of people expecting Hazuki to go to the finals, potentially win it all. Another one of Stardom keeping on you on your toes a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they gave me what I wanted in the end, so it's okay. But I think if you were to go like out of 10, how many people picked Hazuki to win this whole tournament at this point? probably 9 out of the 10. Like, truthfully, like, it was as close as possible to being full. And you get the big upset here, and I will give credit to this tournament. They got a lot of upsets in. They gave you so many upsets, so many shocking moments. I mean, I'm the person that picked Starlight Kid to even make it out of the first round. but like, I acknowledge that this tournament was ridiculously crazy. Like, not many people were picking the winner right off the bat. And I thought the match was a lot of fun. They did high speed stuff, which Suzuki's great at. And gave you the great shock factor of a tournament like this.
Yeah, just fantastic work. I
thought this was the best Cinderella style match, like, between her and I thought the next one was really good, and then also the Hazuki Izumi match. Those are my top 3 like Cinderella style matches. Because in the 10-minute span of over the top and whatnot, I thought those 3 were probably the best.
I really liked this match. I thought it was really good. I thought Kagama did good stuff. I thought Hazuki was, great as always.
Yeah,
honestly. I just thought it was really good. I was, this was I was surprised of how much I like this match. It's well known. I'm not a big Kagama fan, but I am a big Hazuki fan, so that probably certainly helped. But I thought Kagama did great work. Hazuki did great work. They did that sort of Cinderella style. They did the sort of high speedness style a little bit. Very quick 6 minutes. I thought it was very good, and I very much appreciated it.
Yeah, they delivered. They delivered on the pay-per-view stage, and I enjoyed it a lot. So it was a good start to the Cinderella tournament part of this show.
And the next part of that match was semifinal match between Mirai and Natsupoi, with Mirai winning in 8 minutes and 17 seconds. Another really good match.
This was the beginning of my victory lap on
Mirai.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone follows me on Twitter, you already know. Because because this has been like a big thing since it's happened, where people have been kind of upset with an instant run for a certain Mirai. But listen, I've been on the train since day one here. I had to hear about oh yeah, Tekla's amazing. She is amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Well, hold on. It feels like it's coming my way.
No, this isn't. No, this actually isn't coming your way. This was a legitimate thing that people were doing, because because on that first night, she was the one that stuck out.
Yeah.
Big time, and I think everyone can admit that. And I saw people already be like, "Oh man, Mirai, she's coming in from TJPW, and she kind of just didn't have the same vibe." And I was like, "Just give it a second. Just give it a second." That first show after that, she challenges Shuri for the world title, has the best match of her career later in that title match, and she's been nothing but great since then. She's part of God's Eye. She's the number 2 there, clearly. And everything that she's done since then has been great, and I love what she's doing. I love the idea of pushing her, because this is the funniest thing about Joshi fans, is that I am watching people complain about Pro Wrestling Noah and how they only put over old people. Stardom goes right in on these young folks, right in on pushing Mirai to the moon, and there's complaints. I think it's great. I thought this match was really good. Natsupoi is fantastic. She has been amazing in every match she's had this year on a big stage. Did it again here. And the best part of this is that they have established that Kimura lock of Mirai to be a devastating move that she can hit at any time and win. That's good for her future.
Plus, you look, Tekla has a championship. Mirai doesn't have a championship yet. Now she has a first accolade. It was a longer build, longer burn to get to her first accolade, which is really just like a number 1 contendership thing. She still doesn't have a championship. So
Cinderella is seen as a very big deal.
Yeah.
So I understand why people have kind of gotten upset, especially when the idea of Hazuki winning was there, and Hazuki obviously has been waiting for that spot. But Hazuki's established. Hazuki doesn't need the Cinderella to be known that she can challenge us for the title at any time and possibly win it.
And the Cinderella tournament is like kind of what that does, is it establishes people. That's kind of what they've always been
it lifts them up. Yeah, that's always what it's done, and it's always worked out. So I thought it worked out here.
Yeah, totally agree. And also Natsupoi, very good in this match. I love me some Natsupoi.
Yeah, if they wanted to give Natsupoi a title reign with the Wonder ever, no one would bat an eye because she would be great.
Oh yeah. Gauntlet match. Do we have any big takes out of the gauntlet match?
Yeah, I got a problem with Micah, actually. I do have a big take, and it's that she took away from me Julia and Momo beating the shit out of each other because she ended the match so quick between them. That was my only problem. It just happened to be Micah that ended up pinning him. So whoever pinned was gonna have the problem with me. But they just keep taking it away from me, and I'm not happy about it. It was fun though. It was a fun gauntlet match. You had so many. You had all their pillars in there. You had the Wonder of Stardom champion in there. Like, you had as many top stars as you'll ever have in one of these gauntlet matches on a pay-per-view as they'll probably ever have again.
It was also a way better tag team gauntlet match than the one I saw at Impact Rebellion. You know what I mean? Just like so much better.
Yeah, and then you have Tam and Julia doing shoot headbutts at the end of the match.
Why not?
Because Julia's out of her mind and Tam's out of her mind. So.
Yeah, Julia, potential female wrestler of the year, I think.
Yeah, I think I have her and Saya at the top. Oh, yeah. And Shuri.
High speed title match. Azumi versus Mei Suruga. Holy crap, man! Match of the night for me personally.
Yeah, it's the match of the night.
I don't know what I was necessarily expecting from Mei Suruga. I know she was good, and obviously Azumi is really, really good. But I wasn't.
I mean, she's
like, my expectations weren't low, but they weren't like super high. It was just sort of like, all right, this should be a good match. And it was like, holy shit, this match is great.
I'll give you the perfect way I explain. It's not perfect, but this is the way I explain it. Mm-hmm. Every match on the show, you kind of went into it like, oh, this will either be good. The expectations for this match was, this can be pretty good. I mean, they've wrestled before, but they're not in there like the rest of the high speed division is all the time.
Yeah.
So you're not going to go into it expecting an amazing high speed match, but it's going to be good, as long as they hit and they're crisp with each other, because when you do a high speed match, you need to be on the same page or it will blow up. They were not only on the same page, I thought they exceeded every expectation anyone had. I don't think anyone was ready for this match to be as good as it was. And I think we've gotten to the point, you want to talk about best women's wrestlers in the world, best wrestlers in the world. Azumi's in that damn conversation. She is doing this at an all-time high right now. She's made the high-speed title the must-see title, I think, on every pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And if that Starlight Kid one didn't get you there, which, by the way, if it didn't, you're wrong. This one had to. And this one had to convince a lot of people that Mei Suruga is a great wrestler. She has her quirkiness to her, which makes her different, which happens.
Yeah.
And she had that early on. They had the fun a little bit.
And I get if that doesn't appeal to everybody, disco.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck disco. But by the end of that match, she was as serious as you'll ever see her.
Yeah.
She wanted that win. She almost convinced you that win. She hit a Azumi Sushi on Azumi. They had so many great near falls in this match. They did the rolling on the outside.
The rolling on the like not Oklahoma roll, but like some sort of rolling maneuver with just the camera guy's like, oh god.
And they just had amazing moments. I mean, May does that she leaps off the ring post into a crossbody. That's like what she learned from the building of Choco Pro that they do. Like they wrestle in like this little school building, and she jumps off the wall. You don't learn that anywhere else. I'll promise you that. And then, of course, I think the spot of the match that a lot of people have been raving about is, Azumi showing off, doing the double rope bounce, catching herself, then being like, yeah, I got it, and then going, and then absolutely giving Utami her biggest bump of the night as well. But the ending with all the pins and whatnot, where's my notebook? Me trying to take notes is the funniest thing ever. Because I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. You can never do it for these high speed matches.
No.
Like we just got craziness here. That's just absolute mess because it was insanity, but it was fantastic. It was the match of the night. Anyone that doesn't like Mesa Ruga needs to get over themselves, and anyone that doesn't think Azumi's in the conversation as one of the best in the world is wrong. This is the youngest wrestler in that best in the world conversation. She's doing it every single show, and somehow everything she does is so crisp. Like, it's not like she's just going out there and doing a high speed match and running back and forth, because Starlight Kid isn't as crisp, I think, as an Azumi when it comes to these things. This was crisp. This was great. Mesa Ruga had her coming out party, and she should be in Stardom more going forward as well.
Totally agree. Totally co-sign that. Mesa Ruga, 22 years old. Azumi, 19 years old. Just insane skill that both of them have. Mesa Ruga, yeah, that kick off the ring post was just I was like, whoa. And I totally thought the exact same thing of like, oh, that is totally because she was trained in the chocolate square that she was able to have that sort of move. Because I was like, I don't think I've ever seen that. I legitimately don't think I've ever seen that before. And it was just
so clean too. Like that's such a scary.
Oh yeah, perfectly clean.
Scary thing to do, right? Like you don't know if you're gonna hit that.
Oh yeah, just like perfectly like boop and crossbody, and it's just like perfect. Oh my god, so good. Well, I would watch that match over and over again. Cinderella tournament finals of the Cinderella tournament. Mirai gets the win by defeating Kagama in 11 minutes and 45 seconds. Now, I'll be honest here, Scotty. I thought this match was good, but I didn't think it was better than either of the semifinal matches. I'm in agreement. I think maybe it's because of expectations. I wasn't sure if it was a Kagama bias, but to me, this was a slight disappointment for me. Still very good.
Yeah. It was an interesting clashing of styles, I thought, because now I do think they were. So this is a theory that I kind of had. I think Bushiroad Stardom decided, okay, we can save some big matches here. The tournament sells this pay-per-view. The tournament idea sells this pay-per-view. You don't necessarily need big matches in their eyes, which might have been a Mirai versus Unagi Sayaka. That could be a big match down the line for them. Or a Hazuki versus Mirai match. That's a big match down the line as well. So I think that's kind of what played into this as I started thinking about it. It's like, well, they wanted Mirai to win, but they didn't need to give away a lot. Like last year, you could do Saya and Micah in the finals because they've already wrestled so many times. Mirai's so fresh that she doesn't have that many singles matches. She does have one against Unagi already, but it's different when stakes are on the line and whatnot. And Natsupoi also is great, so you put her in there and she gives you probably a better match anyways, so that works out too.
Plus how often are Mirai and Natsupoi going to have a singles match?
Right. This match took a little bit to get going. I think that was where it got hurt a little bit, and then they really picked up the gears. You get the folding German suplex Koguma hit on Mirai. Mirai absolutely destroys Koguma with one of her lariats, which is great. She gets out of the Kimura lock, and then ultimately in the end, Mirai picks up the win. I get my, victory lap around the sun. That's all that matters to me. And it was good because you established Mirai right off the bat. I don't know if anyone really expected her to win. I think a finals appearance made sense because that's the story they were telling.
Yep.
With her of, having these big matches, but falling in the end. So either way, I thought this story could benefit from her making it to the finals or winning. And that's what she did. And it's great because now she's made, and now I get to be right and happy. And I'm happy for Mirai because she's like as pure can be As you know, if you're a fan watching, it's hard to not cheer against Mirai. She's just everything about her is like so easy to get behind.
Totally, 100%. I'm excited, and Cinderella tournament, she gets a wish. I assume it's going to be for the World of Stardom title.
Nope, she already. It's going to be for the winner of Saya Kamatani versus Micah.
Really?
They usually pick the Wonder, to be fair.
Oh, really? I thought they always picked the World.
The Cinderella is usually the Wonder. The 5-star is usually the World.
So, I would imagine it would be Saya that would win there.
Well, seeing that they made a rule for the Saya Micah match that if Saya loses, she can never do the Phoenix Splash again.
Which means that we'll get Saya Mirai.
I think that's a better match.
Plus, I think that's a title change.
It's definitely possible. I think you kind of deflate it if Micah wins, because then it's not going to be a title.
Yeah, then that, or it's just like a cup of tea, cup of coffee, title hold.
Which I don't think, which they don't do. So
yeah,
or at least with their top titles, they don't do it.
I don't see that happening.
So, and someone asked me, what do you think's better? I think Cinderella 2021 versus Cinderella 2022 for the Wonder of Stardom title. Easy story to tell. Sai has been phenomenal this year.
Mm-hmm.
Easy match. Probably could get the best match out of Mirai yet. And I think that's a good, either co-main event, semi-main event, or main event for your next pay-per-view.
Yeah, totally. And then your main event was the World of Stardom title match. Shuri defeating Himeka in 21 minutes and 24 seconds. Very good.
I never doubt Shuri in her main events. Never do. She is as much of a layup to deliver you a great pay-per-view match as anyone in the world. We were talking about Okada earlier and how he's on this level. Well, Shuri's right there with them, delivering great main event after great main event. Big spot for Himeka, who hasn't had that title match in forever, since 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew she was going to go all out, and I thought they definitely delivered. A great way to close out the show and really put a bow on what was another great pay-per-view for Stardom.
Yeah, you're talking about Shuri's titles, wins it off of Utami, defends against Mirai, Julia, Mayu Iwatani, Himeka, which weirdly looks like I was gonna say ugly duckling out of the group, but that's not fair to say. She definitely looks like the weird, more unique one. She's the weird one of the group. But still, very much having a good match here. Great effort.
This is probably her best singles match of her career.
Yeah, I'll pose that up to you.
Not sure.
Yeah, I'll pose that up to you, and I'll trust that you're saying that because I don't know for certain. But yeah, no, what I saw here, I think I may have been slightly disappointed or slightly burnt out. I feel like the show for me started to have a little bit of that NXT-isms of like late stage NXT, where it was just like, the show's really good, man. The show's been great. The show's continuing to be really good.
Yes.
All right. I've seen a lot of good wrestling. So I don't know what that was. So I was slightly down on this match, but I still thought it was very good. So it wasn't like,
I saw some people say it was the match of the night. I think the double whammy of that high speed match and then crowning Cinderella was it's a ultimate high of highs. So like I remember when this match was starting, I was like,
yeah,
okay, I guess I can do this now.
Yeah.
I still thought it was great, but I understand where you're coming from, because it's like
the show peaked,
all right, that was a lot.
For me, the show peaked at the high speed title, went down a little bit, went back up a little bit for the Cinderella final, and then it was like, I was like, all right. All right,
but it works because then they do the Cinderella celebration after.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've seen the original Cinderella dresses compared to what we're doing now, of like the high quality ball gowns, it's very funny. But cool moment for Mirai afterwards, and good way to close out the show. She is now a certified star for anyone that didn't know before, and I don't really feel too bad about the people that are complaining about her getting a push. I think she's great. I think she's ready. And she bet on herself to go to Stardom and be greater than what she was in the number 2 Joshi promotion in the world. And she has done nothing but succeed, and that is great.
Yeah, great stuff.
Never bad to have too many stars.
Never bad to have too many stars. Oh, what do we say in the Discord? Never bad to have too many Okadas.
That's true. And now let's move on to a company that doesn't know what that means. Noah, baby.
So on Thursday, I believe it was Thursday is when they announced it. Kazuchiko. Anyways, Vegeta. The Stonehead over there, Vegeta, GHC heavyweight champion, announced, or Noah announced on his behalf that he tested positive for COVID. So Kazuchiko Vegeta was forced to relinquish the title. Apparently, there was a lot of course, backstage politicking. Vegeta didn't want to lose the title, saying, "What if we do an interim champion? What if we just don't have a title defense at all?" And nothing kind of really worked. Instead, what happened is that he got vacated the title. He's no longer the champion, and that the Noah had to come up with some sort of new main event, new challenger for Go Shiozaki, and they put in Kaito Kiyomiya in that role.
They made the right move.
Totally agree. In a weird way, that's them getting out from underneath Vegeta's politics. Is like, oh, hey, sorry, man. This is what we do in Japan. Is, if you can't show up, we have to vacate the title. Ignoring
the rule.
Ignore John Moxley's COVID situation.
Yeah, it's different. Well, they did take it from him the first time.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Get over there.
That one first time, yeah.
So
neither
here nor there. It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, I feel bad for Vegeta, for getting sick. Yeah. That sucks. That sucks because that was a big match for him. The report of where they were going to go from there, I don't. Yeah, that's where I'm like, oh well, I guess it was.
So that June match plan has always been on the docket for months now, and that was Muto versus Vegeta.
And then they had to switch it when Muto got hurt. To they were going to try for Vegeta versus Jun Akiyama of DDT.
That'd be cool.
Which would have been great, big main event. But I think the most important part in all this, right, is that Go Shiozaki was just going to go look like a chump, and then Kano was going to look like a chump, and Kaito Kiyomiya was going to look like a chump. I think that's the part that bothers me.
Yeah.
Okay.
People always thought that because of the results of the main event, which we'll talk about in a second, but that Go Shiozaki was gonna win and all stuff. It's like, no, it's gonna be Vegeta again, and we were all gonna be burnt out again. You and I were very hopeful that could be Go, that if anyone was gonna beat Vegeta, that he would allow any young person to beat him. Maybe it's Go Shiozaki, and Go Shiozaki not necessarily young, but maybe there's someone there. But no.
Here's the thing about Mr. Vegeta. He can give you very good pro wrestling matches. I want to say that first and foremost. He will.
I prefer him way more than Muto.
Right. He's going to give you great wrestling matches, but you can't have a guy holding your world title that will not give. He's not going to give up, and that we watched Katsuhiko Nakajima's. He was a star at the beginning of this year, and now he feels like an afterthought.
He's losing a tag team title match.
Yeah, he doesn't feel nearly as big as he did coming into the year, and a lot of that has to do with the way he lost. And I mean, this isn't new. I mean, we watched it with Muto, right? That's what happened. Muto had to drop it to Naomichi Marufuji so that Marufuji could drop it to Nakajima. That's how that worked.
Yep.
None of these old guys, except for Marufuji, who's a different guy. I think a lot of people love Marufuji for a reason. Is that a lot of these old guys don't want to lose unless it's a shooter or someone that's established. Like, they don't want to lose. This is why the big difference between Hiroshi Tanahashi and these guys.
Yeah.
Because Tanahashi will pretty much lose to anyone. He lost to Chase Owens in the G1, for God's sake. And
he might lose the juice soon.
Right. Exactly. So that just furthers the point of, like, that's my problem with Noah. I have a problem with these guys that, come in and, like, I can't lose to, the young wrestlers of this company. And it's ruined multiple. Now, I will say, people say it ruined Kiyomiya. I think Kiyomiya is a lot better wrestler now in this new, this new look, this new version of him than he was then. I think it's actually helped him. And I think, it's funny. I think the match with Tanahashi and Okada is what helped him the most. I think that really, re-inspired him.
But I also think he still has like a little bit more time. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's still
he's
okay.
24, I think. So he's definitely has plenty of time. But ultimately, Noah does have a problem. And we all know the problem. For every Sugiura and Marufuji, you have a Fujita and Muto. That's a problem. And unfortunately, Noah only sees them as the ones that sell tickets. So that's another problem. And they have the information that backs it up. But how are these new guys going to sell you tickets if you have them lose like chumps?
It's a short. The problem is that it's just short-term business. It's like, well, these are the guys getting us tickets and selling tickets. It's like, yeah, COVID-wise, I understand that, right? Is that especially during COVID, you're just trying to sell as many tickets as possible. But now that we're bringing in international talent, you're opening and allowing more people into the building. I don't know. Is that still fair argument to make? Is that like, why don't you start trying to push and do these things? I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's money, it's business. So I don't blame any wrestling promoter to do that. But it's just you've created a shitty situation where now you are stalling people's careers, stalling people's momentum because of backstage politicking. I mean, going into that GHC tag team title match, I've heard a similar politicking surrounding Hideki Suzuki, which might be playing into why Nakajima and Kano lost that tag team title match, which is disappointing. It's like, you just want to see everyone able to work together and understand their level and do all this stuff and not come in and just be like, all right, I'm winning.
The legends could benefit Noah so much if they didn't have these mindsets of, I need to win or I need to lose to a shoot guy.
Yeah.
Like, they would be so much better off. They started the year off hot.
Yeah,
fans.
It's also interesting, like, that mindset, because that mindset is like, I have to lose to like a made guy or like another legend, right? The logic isn't like, let me lose to someone and make a guy. It's like, oh, this guy already has to be established. This guy has got to be a thing already.
Yeah. Or like, he has to have an MMA background.
Yeah. They have zero interest in making guys, which is the most frustrating part of it all, is that, like, well, make a guy then, so that you're not, I mean, but that's the problem. If you make a guy, then, well, I'll have less power in politicking, Right. They'll sell more tickets than I would, and then I lose all my mobility. So, right. To them, don't make guys.
If Fujita won the title, right, as he did, and in the end he was going to put over Kano or someone.
Sure.
It works. It works. But that's never what he was going to do.
No.
So it doesn't work. And that's the shame. But out of all of this, we got a new GHC heavyweight champion. I thought we got a great main event between two guys that should be your present and future. So I guess it kind of all worked out. You now have a guy on top that cares so deeply about Noah.
So much to say that I am Noah.
Yeah. And he continues to say, we are Noah. Like, he cares. Yeah. It's not a bad thing to have a guy that cares about your company leading the way. I promise it's not. And if anyone's gonna bring Noah back to some sort of prominence, it's Go Shiozaki.
I would hope so. I think this guy has got a potential ability to bring this company forward. I mean, this show sold 2,000 tickets.
Last time he had the title.
He did last time he had the title. The fear is Vegeta would come back.
Yeah.
Muto announced that he is coming back. I mean, legitimately though, we didn't talk about this, but Satoshi Kojima showed up.
Excited for that.
Showed up. Still up in the air internet wise of whether or not that is like not one time, but like a short multi-month thing, or like he's there now. People are still like uncertain about it. But then that's the next match for Go Shiozaki is against Kojima, who is, you know, an older man, but as we've seen in New Japan, willing to lose.
I love Kojima. I think he's still, we want to talk about all these old guys that are going in Noah. Mm-hmm. Kojima can go still. New Japan does kind of alienate their older guys, and some of them, they kind of aren't good anymore. Tensan. But Kojima and Yuji Nagata, like, if you are going to put these two guys in a spot like this, they're going to give you a great match. And the way Kojima wrestles and the way Shiozaki wrestles, they're going to give you a great match.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that. I'm certainly excited. I mean, like you said, as much we're disappointed by the olds, Kojima's a different breed. Kojima's a different breed of old. He is somebody who has put over younger people, who has put over these other people to make them stars. So why not use that to try to make Go Shiozaki a bigger star, a made man who can sell tickets, and maybe you can convince Vegeta, convince Muto, yeah, you know what? Go Shiozaki can win this one. Catch him on a good day.
Yeah, it's exciting, right? It's exciting. I think Kojima getting that shot is fun. It's cool. He's gonna probably be great, and I'm looking forward to it because it's a different match that I don't think anyone was expecting, and I thought after that great main event that Shiozaki and Kiyomiya had, it's a good way to follow up this reign or start this reign.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, that is it.
That is the show.
That's our show, baby. Sorry, apologies.
A little messy. You're getting there.
A little messy. A little messy. I apologize for that, folks, on my end. But we got there. I appreciate everyone who stuck around, who listened all the way through to Ring Post Radio. If you like the show, want to listen to audio versions of it, of course, it comes out every Sunday on podcasting, wherever podcast catcher you have. You can listen to the show there. There's a little QR code right below my text box that says that you can click on to go subscribe to the audio versions of the show. Maybe you missed the first 10 minutes, don't want to find the old stream. I get it. Listen to it there. We are Ring Post Radio. I am Ryan Knightsey. You can follow me on Twitter at Ryan Knightsey.
Match of the week.
You can follow Scotty at Scott E Wrestling. Scotty, hit me with your match of the week.
No, I asked you first.
All right. Maybe you weren't necessarily expecting this, Scotty. But I'm going to stay in Noah for a second.
Is it the one I told you to watch that now you're going to steal from me?
No. I'm going to choose, because I haven't watched that match. I'm going with the loser has to change their name and also get their head shaved match between Hao and Neo. That match was really good. Really fantastic work. Hao is, I believe I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I don't know. It's fantastic. Fantastic wrestler. Just left Congo to move into like the Holmes team. He's a great worker. He's got a great look. Neo is like a good sort of like older guy that can walk him through a great match like that. And just a fantastic match between the two. They just did a lot of crazy stuff, crazy solid wrestling that I love to see it. So definitely go check it out. That was on the Majestic N Innovation show on the night previous to the Majestic show. So go check that out. That show's got a bunch of like cool guys. Like Slex had a great match, I thought. Extreme Tiger did a really good match too, I thought. And then I assume you have another match that you want to talk about from that show.
Yeah, I will give love to one that I'm not picking as my match of the week, but it's worth checking out. The tag team match between Daisuke Harada, Juta Miyawaki, and Alejandro versus the Dragon Gate Z-Brats team of Shun Skywalker, Hio, and SB Kento.
Oh yeah,
that match was really good. Not shocking that the Dragon Gate guys showed out because they're fantastic in their own right. But what I thought is my match of the week for things we didn't talk about. No, this isn't coming from AEW. It is indeed coming from Noah. Alpha Wolf versus Dragon Bane versus Ninja Mac. I think this is the Lucha match of the year so far. It was tremendous. It was fantastic. It was pretty much everything the AAA show didn't give me.
I was going to say the day after Triple Mania.
Triple Mania I should have been able to come onto this show and said fight Kingo and Phoenix versus the Young Bucks. It should have been easy layup. The match was fun. It was fun, but it didn't ever reach that level of great. That match did. Definitely worth checking out. And with that, follow me at Scotty Wrestling. Goodbye.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to Ring Post Radio. We'll see you all next week. You kind of heard either Saturday or Sunday. We'll figure it out. We'll tweet about it on the Count Out Pod Twitter account. So stick around. We'll see you all till then. Goodbye.